Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
I have trouble multitasking right and single tasking right. Like for example, for like an important workshop like this, there's 3 times I spent like a minute or two looking at my phone. And I didn't want to. It's just like I'm addicted to it. Like you talked about the addictions. Like whenever I'm at a workshop or I'm looking at a video that's important, or even meditating, I would like stop at meditation to check my phone. But other times when I need to multitask, I don't multitask. Like I'm doing like the dishes and putting the dishwasher stuff to the counter after it's clean. And then my mom would ask me something and I would just ignore her and I would just keep doing it. But I need to hear what she's saying. So I have like this weird relationship between multitasking wrong and single tasking wrong. And I wonder if you could help me with that.
Okay, so when you're getting distracted from the space you're supposed to be in, like being in a workshop, there's a couple things going on. Number one is your subconscious tries to distract you whenever important lessons come up that can cause a shift that can make you uncomfortable, that can take you to a different space. So that's why it's important to stay focused as much as possible. If you're like going for your phone, then it could be that you're starting to hear something that could change your reality. So let me distract myself and look at my phone. Number two is people have an addiction to their phones. There's a lot of people, as soon as that beep goes off, they have to reach for the phone. That's a physical addiction, right? So it's a matter of getting out of that addiction as well, and that can take time, right? So there are visualization exercises that you can do where you picture your phone beeping and you just don't reach for it, because your brain doesn't care what's real and what's imaginary. It processes everything the same way. So when you imagine yourself doing things a certain way more often than you're doing them physically, your brain starts to think, well, that's actually what you're doing, and you start doing it less physically. So then you don't have to start imagining it as much because you're doing it less physically. But you also have to keep in mind, you've always got to get the physical plus the imagination more in the right way than the physical in the wrong way in order for the change to occur and progress. So that's one way to get out of it. The other thing is when you're focused with the other part, when your mother is saying, well, is talking to you, do you actually want to talk to her?
I don't want to listen or talk to her.
Okay, so that's why you're not hearing her, because you physically just don't want to listen to her. So you're using dishes as an excuse, and that I was just
No.
lost.
I don't. I like listening to her. She gives good advice and tells me what to do for work. Mm-hmm. But when I'm doing a task, it happens all the time. It's a story we both share where, for example, I'm doing vacuuming and before I do the garbage in the house, in between she tells me, oh, get the bed sheets, and I'm thinking my whole body is dirty from vacuuming or there's dust or stuff like that, and then I have to wash my hands and then do what she says before I continue on my second task. And it's like I'm always interrupted by her, and I usually don't mind that much, except that I feel it's not ideal. It's like, okay, maybe I should just live with it and be like, okay, this is how she is. She just keeps telling me what to do in between tasks that I'm already doing, and she expects me to remember what she's saying. And I have a habit of when she tells me something, I try to do it like right away, and I just stop whatever I'm doing. But I also find that that's like not good for my focus, and it's somehow related to the phone. I don't know why, but it's like there's some kind of mix-up belief about multitasking and single tasking correctly.
So here's the thing with multitasking is people think they can multitask, but people cannot multitask. So, and this is like every study on multitasking has shown when people are trying to do multiple things at the same time, they're less efficient at everything they're doing, but it feels better because it feels like you're doing more at the same time. So, but what you're talking about a lot of the times isn't multitasking. It's just that she comes in, can you do this? You just have to make note that you need to do that later and go back to your task. So it's just a distraction, not multitasking. But what's coming up is, do people always expect more of you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So when you're in that belief that people always expect more of you, that whenever you're doing something, people are going to interrupt and want more from you. They're always going to keep requesting. And so you get that feeling, oh, look, they expect more of you. And part of it is an ego thing. It's just like people think I'm capable of all these things. They're always expecting more, but it's also uncomfortable because now people expect more of me and I'm committed to doing more and it just feels like a weight on my shoulders. So are you willing to step out of the story that people always expect more of you?
Yes.
And on the other side of it, are you willing to step out of the story that what you do is never enough for people?
Yes.
Okay, how's that feel?
It's a bit weird, but I'm pretty sure you hit the spot right on. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Cool. Yeah, your energy feels really weird because it feels like you're in a space you haven't been in before.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.